Hello there, how are you today? I am talking about what books I'm planning to read in the year of the horse, we're already almost over a month in to the year of the horse, but let's do this. I recently took a trip back to the United States and I picked up some books while I was there. First of all, I picked up some books that I had bought with the intention of picking them up while I was back in the States. So ordered them and then got them delivered to my mom's house. So working on my relationship nests, we got All About Love by Bell Hooks. I've actually started this. I have a great deal of respect and esteem for Bell Hooks, and I hate to say it, so far I am really not enjoying this. I feel like it's some very boilerplate relationship advice or boilerplate life advice, and there's maybe like 5 or 6 sentences in every chapter that are really profound and insightful, and the rest is just kinda, it's great that works for you, Belle, but I don't think that's gonna work for me. I'm not very far into it. I'm hoping it gets better. Learning Love by Ty Gibson. Ty Gibson is all over the internet and has these classes about limerence that you can sign up for. And I said, okay, this sounds expensive. And she has a book. I'm gonna read the book first. She? I think her pronouns are she, her. Okay, this is one that my mom actually gave me, I think as a joke, but I'm gonna read it. It's Dr. Ruth, the old woman who talks about stuff that you would never talk to an old woman about. The joy of connections. 100 ways to beat loneliness and live a happier, more meaningful life. Gonna read it. Sounds like fun. And then the last book that I ordered is the classic Art of Loving from Erich Fromm. I read maybe it was an excerpt from this book where he talks about how we like to see love as, or the more traditional Platonic idea. Platonic as in coming from Plato, not Platonic as in not romantic. Platonic idea of love is this idea of having a better half, or another half, and you're broken until you find your other half. And this is the first thing I've ever read, or again, maybe it was an excerpt from this, maybe it wasn't, I really don't remember, but where he suggests you're whole just by yourself. You don't need to find another person to be complete. What love actually is this perfect blend of being a unique individual and being a part of something bigger. And I think that's a really much more mental health positive way of looking at love. So I'm excited to dive into that one. While I was there, the only book that I picked up where it was in a free box and I couldn't resist, this is my FOMO book, is A Wolverine is Eating My Leg by Tim Cahill. I don't really know much about it. It sounds like it's a memoir from someone who goes to exotic locations and tangles with the local animals. which sounds amazing. I could not say no to that. So grab that one from a free bookshelf in a coffee shop. Then in LA, I went to the last bookstore with my family. I had a list of books that I was looking for, and I promised myself I wouldn't pick up any books that weren't on the list. And I did a pretty good job. I didn't get any books that were... I only got 4 books that weren't on the list, and 0 books that were on the list. I couldn't find any of them. But these are all, well, this is one that I've wanted to read for a long time, Hard Times by Studs Terkel. I don't know a whole lot about it. I believe he was sort of a anthropologist to the Depression era United States, and I've heard really good things about it. Excited to dive into that one. This one, Dragon Hotel by John Ball, is a memoir of someone who lives in Taiwan, or lived in Taiwan. It's from 1969. So I'll be really interested to see what has changed between 1969 and today for Laowai. Geek Dad by Ken DeMead. Awesomely geeky projects and activities for dads and kids to share. I got this mostly because it sounded like it would be a good source of fun activities to do with my students. I love science so much, and I find it's the hardest thing for me to teach. I really like setting up experiments that go well and actually educate as opposed to entertain is not easy. So I'm hoping I can read this and maybe get some ideas on stuff I can do. And then this is another one I've wanted to read for a while. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. I remember the original article about Netflix algorithms and Target, the big box store, their algorithms, and how things were changing. And it was a really scary article, but also kind of inspiring. And I think the inspirational bit is where this book came from. The idea is we've more or less figured out how humans go one way or the other, and now that we've figured that out, we can use our intuition to change our lives, and holy hell do I need that in my life right now. So I'm planning on reading all that and more. I'm reading for half an hour a day. That's my goal. I saw a video, I think it was a YouTube recently, where some teacher said he can't get his parents to sit with their kids for half an hour a day and read. And my knee-jerk reaction was to empathize with the teacher, but then I looked at my own habits and I realized I hadn't read for half an hour in over a year at least. No, that's probably not true, but in a long time. And golly, not to be one of them Luddites, but from 2011 to about 2015, I was so dirt poor that I didn't have a phone, and I didn't have a computer, and I didn't have a car, and I took the bus for 2 hours each way to get to work. And I read 3 books a month. No problem. Now I'm doing really great if I read 3 books in 6 months. So, hoping to get my dick out of my electronics and read more in the year of the horse. Let's do this.